It's a party over here. It's a party over here. Hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Life isn't about taking it too seriously. Life is about having fun and partying. And as you can see, I'm about my partying. It is a lovely young lady. But as you know, man, it's about play hard and working hard. And right now, I'm done playing hard. Now time to get to work. Okay. Welcome to my nightclub, Omega. This week has been a beautiful week. I've probably generated in revenue about, goodness now, what is it now? $15 million in the last week. As you may know, this has been double money week in regards to MC businesses. And when I say I've taken advantage, I've taken advantage. Alright, can see the popularity needs welcome my nightclub, but you know what? That has to wait. Right now, I'm about my money. And right about now, I'm about to make some dough. Some moolah, as they say. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you guys are around the world. Welcome to those who are here for the first time. Much appreciate you. Welcome back to those who have been here and have been rocking with me. Appreciate you, family. All right, so let me get rid of this. All right, let me just see. Do I need? Yeah, I'm just pop to the ATM first. I gotta stack some money. So yeah, man, how you guys been? This week has been an epic week. I've got a few hours left until the end of double money week. So you know, as they say, I'm making hay while the sun shines. And just pop that in the bank. Just take out some pocket money, just in case I Okay. And as you can see, I'm on just over 28 million. I started this time last week. I was on 12 million. So do the math. It's been a beautiful week. My goal right now is to get to 30 million before the end of double money. Because to be honest with you, as much as you know, yeah, whatever, man. Your mum. Sorry, just to that person who just um swore whatever you said. But anyway, forget that. Yeah, so as I said, this week has been a beautiful week for just stacking that paper. Oh, let me check out the baby powder business first. Yeah, for stacking that paper, and there's only a couple hours left. It's where I am in the world, which is Singapore. It's officially Thursday morning, but in America it's still Wednesday evening. So I'm make this cash until the the clock strikes midnight for America. So what I'm doing now, I'm gonna just check on. Thank you, Tony. I've got other things that I've been putting off, like my other businesses in the nightclub that require a submission. But all of that stuff has to wait because right now I've got a couple of hours, even a couple of hours. I don't know how long I've got, but I've got a short amount of time to get to my target of 30 million. That's just a couple more million left, and actually I'll be happy with my week's worth of work, you know. So yeah, man. So I'm just gonna drop down here, see what's going on, if I've got to do any summer missions. Okay. Wow, they've done the supplies already, as you can see. I filled up the supplies literally just before, I mean, maybe probably about half an hour ago. I need to resupply it already. And usually I would You know, if it wasn't Double Soul Week, some of the missions I'd actually look at acquiring my stock dishonestly. In other words, I'd steal the stock, but this week I'm so busy I don't even have time to do that. I'm just literally buying up, and because the price of the stock is still, 75,000, and I'm raking in a couple 100,000 each mission. The math is mathing. Let's just put it that way. The math is mathing. So, okay, cool. It's a helicopter drop. I like helicopters. The ones that are the longest for me, the postal van. Who loves doing the postal van missions? Because I don't. Especially when you're going uphill in the mountains. Oh my days. They can be torturous, man. And then the worst thing, you're flicking on the music, you're like, okay, let me just kill some time, put on some music, let me just rock to some jams while I'm doing this mission. And you're hearing the same music over and over again. Now, listen, man, I know a lot of people have been um, firing shots at Rockstar lately. Yes, I know veterans of the game are kind of annoyed that there's been a lack of innovation, and people are like, when are we gonna get something different? The missions are samey, samey. You go there, kill some people, pick up something, and then bring it back. And I hear you, I do hear you. But for me, I've literally been only playing the game since around Christmas, and right now we're going into Easter next. Actually, what am I talking about? Well, Good Friday as I speak is tomorrow. So we're going into Easter. So I already played this game for a few months, and for me, this game maybe I'll feel differently in a year or maybe 18 months. But right now, man, this game is lit, and I know that it's a 10-year game, and people are like, well, you know, where's the, and I know that, people are talking about, where's the innovation, and it's a 10-year game, and when's GTA 6 coming out and that. But to be honest, man, I can't say that, I can't say that, for me, this game isn't boring. It's not yet anyway. There's still a lot to do. And for me, I feel like this is probably the most realistic, for me anyway, this is the most realistic game from a shoot 'em up game. I know, other people would differ, but I can say that, having said that, there are a lot of games I haven't played yet, but I can only talk from my experience, and from my experience, for me, this game is still lit as far as I'm concerned. This game is still lit as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, man, but I do think that they need to mix up the music a little bit, because it becomes samey. And for me, man, I'm like, okay, yeah, man, I appreciate for me, my favorite radio station is the West Coast Classics. Really, really appreciate that. But where's the love for the East Coast, man? Just like just like Snoop said at the Source Awards many moons ago, back in '95. He goes, "What? The East Coast don't have love for Snoop Dogg?" Right now, I'm saying Rockstar don't have no love for the East Coast. Where the East Coast rappers? Where's the Biggie tunes, man? Where's the okay? There's one or two from Nas, but where's the rest from Nas? So many others. Method Man, Redman. And don't even get me started on R&B, man, because for me, I like the channel that I feel like you've got. Where is it now? Let me remind myself. Yeah, you got the Lowdown, which is cool, but the Lowdown is kind of very much 60s, 70s, man. But for me, my era was the 90s, and I'm like, where's the 90s R&B, man? Where's it at? Where's the Brandy? Where's the Monica? Where's the goodness, man? Where's even Janet Jackson, man? Where's the Janet Jackson? Where's the Tony Braxton? Where's the Usher? Where's the Chris Brown, man? where are those artists in this game, man? And you know, again, I'm not trying to sound ungrateful because for me, you know, I can't, you know, I haven't, I can't say I'm a veteran console gamer before playing. Look, I only got my I only purchased the PS5 like 5 6 months ago. Yeah. Before that, I was a PC gamer, and the only games I would play would be, you know, football. I know you guys in the States will call it soccer, but I'd only play like those kind of games. Football Manager in particular. I was hot on that game for the best part of a decade, and then I got the PS5, and then I got FIFA, and then I never went back to the PC. I was like, I can't play this Football Manager game anymore because I'm playing FIFA, and it's like you're it's night and day in terms of like attention to detail, graphics, all of that stuff. Yeah, so I'm not I can't say I'm a veteran console gamer. However, having said that, you know, I still remember my first PlayStation. Yeah, the PS1 back in goodness, man. I'm kind of showing my age here as New Jack OG, but I had the PS1 back in 1996, guys. You know the ones you put the CD and you slap it, you slap down the lid of the console. Yeah, but after that, I don't know why. I just kind of veered towards PC games. I don't know why, and I never touched the PlayStation until like 6 months ago. So right now, man, I'm catching up on lost time, man. I'm like a decade behind you guys in terms of like um, uh, games that you guys have played, and oh, that was quick. Nice. I'm a decade behind in terms of like um, console gaming. So I got catching up to you, man. And right now I'm enjoying life, man, because as I said, this game is lit. But, and I say but, they need to bring more music on this game, man. They need to bring more music on this game. I love me Tupac like anybody else, man. But there's only so many times I can listen to California Love, man. Only so many times I can listen to Warren G Regulate. Only so many times can I listen to thank you. Only so many times I can listen to uh what was it? Blackstreet, No Diggity. Only so many times, man. And I said, man, where's the love for the East Coast? Where's the love for even R&B music? Come on, man. You know, there's too many, you know, and I understand, you know, licensing music ain't cheap. I get it, and I understand that. At the end of the day, man, Rockstar is a business, and they're about their paper. I get that, but I can only, you know, more time now. I'm not even listening when I'm playing this game now. That radio ain't even going on. I got my AirPods on, and I got my iTunes on, and my music is various artists. Yeah, so I could have anything on from. Oops. Alright, 1 minute. Yeah, I could have anything on from like what have I been listening to recently? Okay, so Mob Deep, Survival of the Fittest, Shook Ones. Um, I've been listening to a lot of uh, Biggie lately. First album, Ready to Die. Um, what else have I been listening to recently? As I said, some R&B tracks. Drew Hill, Jodeci, Mint Condition, Intro, Usher, Chris Brown. The list goes on and on, man. And hip hop music too. Alright, I can do a song mission now. And hip hop music too, man. So I want to know what music. If you're not listening to the radio, actually, if you are listening to radio music, what stations are you listening to on the GTA 5 radio? And if you're not listening to the radio music, what music are you listening to while you're playing the game? Yeah, because for me, man, I'm like, there ain't nothing better when you're just literally nighttime cruising, and you got
All right.
some beautiful R&B playing in the background, whether that's some D'Angelo, whether that's uh goodness, a bit of Usher, um, even some of the Blackstreet tunes, man. I think for me their first album was their best album, and like cruising to that while you're running missions, and it's a beautiful thing, man. It's probably the closest thing to actually driving in real life,
You calling for some
listening to
wheels?
music,
I'm Johnny on
in
the
my
spot.
opinion,
I'll
anyway.
hook you up. It's on the
Thank
way.
you. In my opinion, anyway. So, for me, I feel like, um, yeah, I feel like they need to show some love for the East Coast, especially, oh, get rid of this music, especially as this year is what, apparently, not even apparently, this year is a celebration of 50 years of hip hop, and I don't see Rockstar doing anything to celebrate that, man. 50 years of hip hop. And I'm like, I remember Billboard coming out with just recently, who their top 20 hip hop artists were. And when I say that, I don't know whoever wrote that list. I don't know if they were high. I don't know what they were smoking. I don't know what they were drinking. But for me, I don't know how you can put Jay-Z as number one hip hop artist dead or alive. That's that's sacrilege, man. That you don't even say that privately, more or less publicly. You don't even say that privately, man. How can you got all 50 years of hip hop, and the best person to do it is Jay-Z? Really? Nah, man. Nope, 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 nope. For me, I feel like everyone has their let's call it top five DOA. Yeah, top five dead or alive. And it's so hard to it's so hard to agree, let's say it that way. But I feel like there's certain things that people agree on, yeah, that are what I'll say are more general things that they will agree on. I mean, people might have differences. People might have differences in terms of their number one. Oops, I'm trying too high. People may have differences in terms of who their number one is, but generally speaking, you have an idea of who's gonna make the at least the top five, let's say. And for me, okay, so I'm gonna do it two ways. I'm gonna do my top five DOA. Um, okay, I'm gonna do it three ways. I'm gonna do it my top five DOA, both men and women in one list. Then I'm gonna do my top five DOA just men, yeah, and I'm gonna do my top five DOA just women hip hop artists. And Rockstar, if you're listening to this, please include some of these artists in your radio, man. You know, as they say, man, a change is as good as a rest, man. And and the music, the music in particular, and I know other people have other gripes with different things, but for me, the music in particular needs freshening up. And I've already been playing this since Christmas, and I'm saying already just from Christmas that the music needs freshening up. I feel bad for those people who've been playing this game for years, and they've been hearing the same music for years. Yeah, I feel for you guys. From the bottom of my heart, I really do. Yeah, but I've got to the place already where more time I just switch the radio off because I'm like, if it ain't repetitive music, it's them funky adverts, man. Them adverts are funny, but them adverts are kind of the adverts are not in the best possible taste. Let's just put it that way, yeah. Some of the adverts are very very interesting, yeah. But anyway, going back to my top five. All right, so my mixed top five, men and women, would be as follows, and I'm talking about I'll talk hip hop first, then I'll go into R&B. So hip hop, my top five mixed. DOA, I would place in fifth place. In fifth place, I would actually put. I think for me there were so many underrated artists, and for me, I feel like this one has to go to. This is hard to decide, man. I'm even struggling myself. Let me think now. All right, the two people I have in mind are placed in number five. Actually, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna give it to Cannabis. Yeah, and if you don't, if you have heard of Cannabis, you'll know who I'm talking about. If you haven't heard of Cannabis, I need to give you the backstory. So, back in '97, I think it was '97, LL Cool J came out with a tune. I think it was 54321. Yeah, I think that was a tune. And then if you know it, the beat was lit, man. The beat is still lit today. Yeah, and you had LL Cool J, you had Redman, you had DMX on it. You also had this unknown artist, relatively new artist called Cannabis. At the time, no one really heard of him. I can say I never really heard of him. But when I say this guy has got flow, his technique is beautiful, right? And he must have put out a tune, right? He must have. So basically, they've got all these people. You've got all these guys rapping on this track, and man, I need to hold on a minute. I'm multitasking. I'm flying a plane and I'm finding the lyrics of this tune, right? So what must have happened, right? Is flying too high. 1 minute. So anyway, I'll give you the gist of it, then I'll go into a little bit more detail. So what happened was, everyone's working on this track, but for some reason, LL Cool J finds a problem with Cannabis' lyrics. And when you hear the lyrics of what Cannabis actually says, what he's doing, he's paying homage to LL Cool J. He's talking about the fact that he wants to take the mic from his, because you know, if anybody kind of, or most people know, if you look at LL Cool J's arm, he's got a microphone tattooed on his arm, and what Cannabis said in homage, and it was out of respect, was, you know, I want to take that microphone off your arm because for me, I just, you know, it's almost like someone saying, I want to be like you, yeah. So like someone saying, I respect you. You've been, you know, Whew, that was close. You know, you're a legend of the game. You've been out since like the 80s, yeah. You're a legend of the game, and all I want to do is you know, pay homage. So let me read out the lyrics so you can know exactly what I'm talking about. So he says, I'm the illest ninja. You know what the other word is, but I ain't gonna say it here. I'm the illest ninja alive, watch me prove it. I snatch your crown with your head still attached to it. Ooh. Okay. So basically he's saying he's gonna rip off his head with his, but I'm gonna rip off your head with your crown still attached to it. Cannabis is the type who'll fight for mics. beating ninjas to death and beating dead ninjas to life. When you look at me long enough, I start to read your thoughts. If the signal was strong enough, and then I'll call your bluff, like how many rounds you got. I could go on for more millenniums that Maz has got on the car lot. 1 minute. He says it much better than I'm reading it, by the way. So check out the tune. But I just wanna look at the lyrics and really examine them for a minute. I'll take them all in all shapes and sizes and forms and spit on anybody who ain't close enough to itch on it. 0 to 60, I'm already doing 100. When I'm blunted, I'll give it to any ninja that want it. Yeah. So for me, the only thing that may relate to LL Cool J at the time was when he says cannabis is the type who fight for mics. But even when I'm reading it back now, at what point did he even mention, even in the sublime way, LL Cool J? If you feel like he did and I'm missing something, please let me know, because I'm not seeing any blatant disrespect to LL Cool J on this track. Not seeing it. Yeah. So anyway, long story short, so then what happens is when LL Cool J hears his lyrics, he goes mad. He's upset, very upset. Yeah. So his original lyrics that were on that track, he says nah, scratch that. I'm gonna come after this guy. This guy is a little newbie, thinking that he's made it. He ain't nobody. Yeah. Let me let me put him in his place. Let me discipline him and put him in his place. So listen to LL Cool J's lyrics now. All right, let me get the plane in the air first, man. I don't want to crash this thing. 1 minute. Let me just get the plane in the air, and the time is kicking as well. So let me just. Yeah. So basically, what he says. Oh. What am I doing? Focus. All right. Be good. All right. So he says, when young sons fantasize of borrowing flows, tell little short of the big mouth, the bank is closed. So when he's saying little short of the big mouth, he's talking about cannabis right there. Yeah, because if you look at cannabis, he ain't no big guy. He's quite a slender figured guy. Yeah. The symbol on my arm is off limits to challenges. So you can see he's taken what he said in terms of I'll take when cannabis turns around and says I'll snatch cannabis is the type who'll fight for mics. He never said I'm fighting for LL's mic. He just says he'll fight for mics. Yeah, but LL took it personal and was like, okay, he's gonna fight for my mic. You're gonna take my mic off my arm. Alright, we'll see what happens. And he turns around and says, when young, the symbol on my arm is off limits to challenges. Basically, the mic on my arm is off limits to challenges. You hold a rusty sword, I swing the Excalibur. Yeah. How dare you step up in my dimension? You know that I should be somewhere crying on detention. Yeah. So basically, he's saying you're not even on the same level. You're not on the same lane. You know what I mean? I'm 10 levels above you. That's basically what he's saying. Yeah. Watch your mouth. Better yet, hold your tongue. I'm gonna do this ish for free this time. This one's for fun. So he's basically saying, look, this is just a little warning. You know, I'm not even gonna come at you hard, but I'm gonna spank you. You know, you don't even deserve my fist. I'm gonna give you a spank. Yeah. Alright, let me just do this quick drop off. Done. Alright, let's go to the next one. Blow you to pieces, leave you covered in pieces. And then every little boy want to pick up the mic and try to run with the big boys and live up to the real hype. Again, he's referring to the mic in his arm again. He's like saying, yeah, everybody wants my crown, but not everyone can get it, basically. Right. And then he goes on, yeah. Alright, so the last lyrics were like, now let's get back to this mic on my arm. If it ever left my side, I transform it into a time bomb. You don't want to borrow that, you want to idolize. And you don't want to be mad, you want to socialize. Alright, so again, he's just coming at him. Yeah. And I can only imagine how Cannabis felt at this time, man. Because he's like, imagine you meet your idol for the first time. Not even just meet him, you get to work with him for the first time, yeah? Someone that you looked up to for years, yeah? And then you spit something out of respect and out of, out of giving someone the honor that you feel like they deserve. And you say it in a way which is like, yeah, man, you guys, I look up to you, you're my idol or whatever. And then imagine that person then turning around and literally tearing you apart. Could you imagine that? Just think about it, yeah? Think about the person that you look up to the most, celebrity-wise, yeah? And let's just say you got to meet them. And then what happens is, you say something that is totally taken out of context. Where you said something and they assume that you said something else, yeah? And then all of a sudden now, it's like, whoa, the person that I respected the most is now my enemy. Yeah? We're now beefing. Yeah, I love this guy, you know, but now I'm finding myself in a beef with this guy. That's deep. I don't know, you know, that's quite something. That's quite deep. So the last words from Elo on that track basically was to play yourself out of position and mention my name. I make rhyme for every syllable in your name. 1 minute, let me just make sure I don't crash this plane on my last drop. Let's get this done. Hey, all done. 220 grand in the bank, 220 and a half grand in the bank. On to the next. So yeah, so I'll make a run for every syllable in there. Go platinum in every, go platinum for every time your Grammy ass one was on the train. Watch your mouth, don't even step out of line. LL Cool J, greatest of all time. So, and that greatest of all time lyric will come back to bite LL Cool J later, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So now, the reason again why I put Cannabis as number 5 is because it's very rare. It's very rare that you'll find somebody who's basically an upstart. It's almost like saying, imagine, I don't know, let me think now. Okay. I'm giving an example. It's like trying to imagine, remember the group, the duo, Crisscross. Remember the guys that used to wear the trousers back to front? They were under So Def, under the So Def label. So imagine Crisscross starts out of nowhere, coming out and going at Tupac, and now wants to beef with Tupac. You're like, what kind of mismatch is that? What have they got to say to Pac that they think that they're gonna go and battle with Pac? Yeah, that's how. Excuse me. For me, that's how crazy it was for someone like Cannabis, who basically, as I said, no one really knew Cannabis was. He was just one skinny ninja who basically, he had a good flow, but no one really was like checking for him. So then he gets this opportunity to work with LL, and then as a result, they start beefing. Let me just, I don't need to take this. Let me get my presser. Yeah, they start beefing, right? So now you can imagine,
I'm on the clock.
Cannabis is like, man, how am I gonna, should I even respond to this? How am I gonna respond to this? I think at the time Wycliffe might have been managing him or under some kind of label. So then now he comes out with what I would say, in terms of my diss tracks, I would say it's probably number 3 in terms of my best, in terms of my personal opinion in diss tracks. He would come number 3 after Hit 'Em Up by Tupac and Ether by Nas. Second Round Knockout by Cannabis. He goes at LL Cool J. He goes in on him. He basically tells him about himself. Oh yeah, where am I going now? He basically tells him about himself. So I'm a quickly bring that up because I feel like, for me, and I feel the reason why he's number 5, is because for me, for somebody to come at LL Cool J, and you have to understand, LL Cool J has been hot since the 80s. Yeah, he's been hot since the 80s. And this guy has just literally come out from nowhere and basically goes at called LL Cool J. Now the thing about it, which was very I can't even say funny, but it was different and unique. Yeah, you had Mike Tyson, and this is the Mike Tyson that had just come out of prison, had just done time for basically, he basically just come out of prison, and I think he just won back his belt, and he was now world champion again. I think he might have beat Frank Bruno back in 96, 95, 96. I can't remember exactly when. Where's my thing now? Yeah, so now he's on this video. Yeah, he's in this video, and I'm like, what's Mike Tyson doing what's Mike Tyson doing in a hip hop video? Not even just, somebody in just the background sitting down and drinking champagne. This guy's in the gym with Cannabis, and you have to understand, Cannabis is a skinny, he's a skinny brother, yeah, and you see him punching bags and doing all of that bag work, and Cannabis is like, nah, sorry, Tyson's like, nah, at the beginning, nah, you're Cannabis, man, don't take this, man, you're the best, you're blah blah blah, just giving him motivation and stuff like that, and then Cannabis goes into it, and hold on. Okay, this is what Mike Tyson says here. I gotta say it. Mike Tyson here. Speaking of the Cannabis man over here. Yo, Cannabis, your main objective out there is nothing but to eat MCs for lunch, breakfast. Hey man, they be playing me all my life. I won the title a couple times, did right, but they can't hurt us now, man. We're gonna do that. Get up in this ring, put on these gloves. Let me show you how you handle this little ninja. So this is Cannabis's first line. So I'm gonna let the world know the truth. You don't want me to shine. You studied my rhyme, then you laid out your vocals after mine. So basically, what he's saying is that, as I said before earlier, LL Cool J had already written his verses for this track. But what had happened is, when he sees Cannabis's verse, and he takes it personal, and it was never personal, he then rips up his own verses, and then rewrites them going at Cannabis. Yeah. So he says, Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Right. Yeah, you started my rhyme, then you laid your vocals after mine. That's an itch move, something that bleep bleep, I ain't gonna say it for a word, rapper would do. So when you say that you're platinum, you're already dropping clues. I studied your background, read the books that you wrote, researched the footnotes, but how you used to to sniff white powder, fronting like a drug free model, you disgust me. I know itches that see you smoke weed recently. You walk around showing off your body because it sells. Um, Plus, to avoid the fact that you ain't got skills, ran at me because I kicked that issue real natural. While 99% of your fans wear high heels. When he said that, I was like, oh, this guy is cold. This guy is coming for you. Because you have to understand, right? The reason, and the thing is, yeah, everybody knows, man. Everybody knows that LL Cool J licked lips, yeah? Yeah, everybody
Okay,
knows that.
we
Everyone
can
knows
make
and
some
seeing a
discussion
video
here and
of
pretending we're the
LL
most.
of LL Cool J licking lips. Yeah, so he knows that his fan base is women because he knows that women are feeling his look, his physique, whatever, whatever. So he's like saying, you know what, you're not really you could say you're not the greatest. No, I'll come back to that later. You're not as good as you think you are because most of your fans are most of your fans wear high heels, and they're not coming to your concerts because of your flow and because of how great your lyrics are. They're coming to your concert because they want to see your muscles, man. They're coming to your concert because they want to see how they want to see you do that lickety lip with his lips, right? That's what they're coming to see. That's why he's like 99% of your fans wear high heels. Yeah, and for me, that line alone killed anything that LL Cool J had said in the 4321 track on him. Yeah, because truth is truth, man. And when people hear truth, everybody it doesn't there's no doubt about what when you hear truth. Yeah, there's no it just hits your soul, man. And you hear that, you're like, oh man, ooh, he went deep because you know what he's saying is true. So anyway, hold on, let me get on a straight road. I want to crash this thing while I'm driving, and they say you shouldn't be on your phone while you're driving, but on this occasion I'm on my phone while I'm driving. 1 minute, let me get on some straight road. Alright, cool. Alright, so where was I? Oh. Alright. Do. Hold on, let me just pop this up for 1 second. Need to find where I was. Oh yeah, that's where it is. So he goes from Ice-T to Cool Mo D to Jay-Z. You wanna F with me? You must be crazy. You dripping in whack juice and you can't get up. God can't get it off. You better prepare to finish what you start, ninja. All right. And then he says a line, and I just want to focus on this line for a bit because he's got a lot to say, and I just want to get to this real quick. Right. Okay. So he says this. It's about who strikes the hardest, not who strikes first. That's why I laugh when I hear that whack-ass verse. That ish was the worst rhyme I ever heard in my life, cause the greatest rapper of all time died on March 9th. God bless his soul, rest in peace, kid. It's because of him now I at least know what beef is. It's not what I call this. So see, this is something different. And I won't say the word. That Saturn Ninja trying to make a living over dissing. Somebody he gotta know is better than him, but he feeling himself because he got more cheddar than him. But let me tell you something. You might got more cheddar than me, but you ain't got the skills to eat like me. And if you really want to show off, you can get it on live in front of the cameras on your own sitcom. I'll let you kick a verse. F it, I'll let you kick them all. Now I'll even I'll even wait for the studio audience to applaud. All right, and then he goes on and on. But the point I actually wanna make is when he talks about that last verse he said in the 4321 verse where he says greatest rapper of all time, and then he turns on and says, um, he comes and says, that line is whack because the greatest rapper died on March 9th, and he's obviously making reference to Biggie, who died on March the 9th, 1997, and the fact of the matter is, again, when you hear truth, it cannot be refuted. Yeah, and when I say when you hear truth, when many people hear truth and many people co-sign on that truth, it can't be refuted because you just know it is true, and there is no way, and maybe I actually no, you know what? Let me hear your comments on this. Okay, let's just use a hypothetical. If LL Cool J, oh, I almost missed my time. If LL Cool J and Biggie had a rap battle, who's winning? Please tell me, out of Biggie and LL Cool J, who is winning that rap battle? If they had 3 rounds, yeah? 3 rounds to spit, who's winning that rap battle? I know who's gonna win that. What y'all think? Yeah. So I'm gonna give my thoughts anyway. There is no way in this world LL Cool J can light a flame on Biggie. Biggie's metaphors, similes, flow, syntax, all of that, yeah, is 10 levels, no, 20 levels above LO. 20 levels above LO. Yeah? And you don't need, for me anyway, I don't even think that's even a debate, to be honest with you. I know other people may disagree because they'll be like, well, someone might come out with the argument, well, LL Cool J has more albums. Biggie only made 2 albums, right? For me, as far as I'm concerned, LL Cool J as a rapper, he started in the 80s, and I'll say until what? I'll say until probably the 20-teens, until he started working on what was it? Was it Law and Order? No, that's Ice-T. What show was LL Cool J on? One of them criminal shows, anyway. You see, he was on TV more than he was rapping because I feel like he just retired from the game, so to speak. And and when I'm saying this with all due respect because, this is not to go on LL because I feel like, again, he's and I would even argue, if Biggie was still alive, Biggie would be giving LL his props as well because Biggie probably grew up on his music too. For all you know, he probably had his pictures on his wall growing up. Maybe, he was that LL Cool J was that kind of rapper who just like, he was massive in the 80s, massive. So anyway, but even though, LL Cool J's body of work is a lot greater, a lot bigger than Biggie, there is no way. If they were on the versus battle, if there were any kind of battle, there is no way LL Cool J is winning that. Biggie's winning that, and it's not even hard work. It'll be light work. It will be so light work. Yeah, it's like you see the Mayweather fights, and Mayweather ain't even breaking a sweat, and he's just taking care of business, and the other guys is flummoxed and sweating and everything else, and you don't even see a scratch on Mayweather. That's basically how that battle would go, in my opinion. So yeah, having said all that, to say this, Cannabis will get number 5 because outside of Pac and Nas, for me, he created the best the third best diss track. Yeah, he had the third best diss track as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, he's number 5. All right, number 4. Hmm. And when I'm thinking about this, I'm not even just thinking about my own personal preference, but I'm also thinking about impact. I'm thinking about whether they actually transcended um, hip hop. For example, did other genres of music or other people just, in the people outside of music, did they come to love and respect him? Somebody who transcended their craft. For example, would be Muhammad Ali. People, he made his name in boxing, but he was way bigger than boxing. So when I'm thinking about artists in my top 5, that has to come into play as well, because you can't just, it's not just technique and lyricism. It's got to be bigger than that. And what impact they had on the world per se. Anyway, so number 4. Okay, I'm gonna be a bit controversial here. Yeah, I'm gonna be a bit controversial, and I know you might argue, well, the person I'm gonna mention, you might say, well, I don't think he transcended his artistry. I don't think he transcended hip hop music, and that would be a fair argument. But that's the reason why the next person is number 4 and not number 1. So number 4 for me, just in terms of lyrical flow, skill, the fact, there's the thing that I used to love about music, and especially the golden age of hip hop, especially in the 90s, was that everybody tries to be different. You never, if someone said that you were biting off another person's music, which basically is you were copying another person's music or style, that was looked down upon. Yeah, that was like you're basically, if you did that, you're basically saying you got no skill, because you can't you can't find your own lane. You got to take someone else's lane, and so this artist that I'm about to mention, this guy created his own lane. For me, I think the only reason why people don't talk about him more is because maybe his content wasn't deep enough. He weren't talking about, he weren't writing letters and talking about his mum like Tupac did in Dear Mama. He wasn't also, talking about, how can I best put it? I wouldn't call him. For me, he was a party rapper. He wasn't a gangster rapper, and I feel like there's a bias where people who are quote unquote gangster rappers, they get more notoriety, they get more kind of critical acclaim. I'll give you an example. This person's not on my top 5 list, but he needs an honorable mention. Sorry, I'll get back to number 4, but I have to say this because this is important. When you look at someone like Common, yeah, for me, Common is a great rapper, but the reason why Common would never be in anyone's top 5 is, one, because, I know it sounds weird to say this, but because he talked positive stuff. He never talked about, I'm gonna take my my Mac 10, I'm gonna shoot up this club, or I'm gonna take my Uzi and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna beat your girl and I'm gonna do this to your girl. He never did that. His lyrics were positive, man, and I feel like, he basically got put into the bracket of, Common's that conscious rapper who just like, rapping about, deep stuff, real stuff, but he never really got the critical acclaim that I feel like his art deserved. And this guy who I meant to mention is number 4. I'm not saying that he's not as conscious as Common, definitely not. He's a little bit more risque, especially when you look at his actually, you know what? Maybe I'm being a bit too nice with this guy, because when I remember some of his albums, there were definitely how can I put it? There was definitely some gritty work, gritty lyrics in there as well. But for some reason, again, I don't think people um, take him seriously. The guy I'm talking about is Redman, and people are like, why would Redman, be in your, top three? Let me tell you something about Redman. Redman, when I say this guy has got bars, this guy has got bars for days, and he's not saying stuff that don't make sense. Okay, it may not make sense at first because you're like, what did he say? And when that meme, what did he say? Because you're like, what did he say? But then when you play it back, he's like, oh, you're like, oh, this guy is talking, you know what I mean? You can understand, he's making sense. He's not just talking gibberish like a lot of rappers today. He ain't talking gibberish. He's talking bars to the point where when Tupac released his first album on Death Row, All Eyes on Me, there's a track with Pac, Method Man, Redman, I think Daz Dillinger is on this as well. And I think the track is something like what's the name of it? Let me find the don't crash. Let me part this up. There's a track, and when I say there's a reason why, because you know, every time you hear a track, yeah, every time you hear a track with a number of different rappers on there, there's always that competition on that track, even though they may be good friends. Oh yeah, that's it. The tune was called Mind Made Up. Yeah, I got my mind made up. Come on, everybody. Alright. That track, Mind Made Up. And don't get it twisted. They're competing. They're competing on that track, right? And there's a reason why the producer, whoever mixed down that track, there's a reason why they put Redman last on that track, because he destroyed everybody else, including Method Man, including Tupac, on his own track. Yeah, I said it. He murdered all of them. Listen to that, man. Listen to that track. Yeah. All Eyes on Me, Mind Made Up. Yeah. YouTube that ish. He killed. It's very rare, yeah. And I'll say this because when everyone talks about Tupac, they talk about him with such reverence. He's so revered, and he should be. I'm not the one of those people who are just gonna say nonsense for clicks, you know, and start saying, oh, is Tupac as great as people really made out to him? Yeah, he was, but it's very rare that you find forget Tupac, any artist who has their own music. Actually, it's not as rare, but it doesn't happen. It happens. There's a couple of times I can remember that happening. Eminem destroyed Jay-Z on one of his tracks, yeah. But on this occasion, it was Redman that did it, yeah. And then I started listening to, you know, a bit more of his music. I listened to the rap phenomenon with Biggie and Method Man and Redman, and I feel like the reason why Redman doesn't get much acclaim on his own, because people just look at him as a clown. And I know this might sound harsh to say that, but because he's such a witty, funny guy, people don't take him as seriously enough as they should, in my opinion. Because I think that this guy's got bars for days. Alright, listen guys, I'm going to be back with you on this. I'm going to continue this conversation in part 2, yeah? It'll be coming right after this video, so check it out, and I'll be with you real soon. Appreciate you rocking with me. Appreciate you slapping that like, boxing up that subscribe button, and please hit me up on I want to continue my finish off my top 5 DOA real soon on the next one. Alright, take care, take it easy, peace.